All right, so it looks like it's going to be Kings of Urban versus VQ Untethered in this elimination match. Two North American teams going head-to-head to move on in hopes of being the Rocket Royale Week 1 champion.
This is going to be very interesting. You know, I'm surprised Kings of Urban's down here, but apparently Complain is still on a big tear. And they're going up against, we mentioned it, one of the top two teams in North America, VQ Untethered. This will be a really interesting kind of challenge, I think, for both teams to see who deserves to move on, for sure.
Absolutely. And I believe the last time Kings met up with VQ, they did lose. They lost to VQ, although they won against Cosmic Aftershock. So right now, Kings of Urban is ranked just below VQ in the power rankings. So this matchup is pretty important in terms of who's going to take that number 2 seed in North America.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And just kind of getting that, getting that position in the power rankings, looking dominant, and hopefully surviving to make it through the rest of this tournament is kind of the task at hand for both of these teams. And from what we've seen out of Kings of Urban so far, I certainly feel like Untethered has a bit of a challenge on their hand. They've got a really strong Kings of Urban team to deal with, and it'll be exciting to see how it plays out.
Absolutely. Kings of Urban, you can't count them out, really a wild card right now with the new addition of Jacob. They have been having some excellent results. They did lose to Complain, but those matches were incredibly close. So Complain was on a tear, but had some trouble with Kings. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a rematch in the finals just based off the way these two teams have been playing recently.
Oh, yeah. We could certainly see a lot of that happening again. And right now, looking at the winner bracket, Complain is up there. They got to deal with Flipside Tactics, and we'll be going there later. But we've got a very hot lower bracket right now. And yeah, I just am very interested to see
how absolutely.
This plays out.
And these teams joining in right now. So we have Fireburner, Gambit, and Jacob on the Kings of Urban side going up against Lichinio, Pluto, and it looks like nobody. So we're going to jump into the action here. Oh, it's Snake. So Snake Charmer, we'll spend a moment talking about him. He used to be a SARP vet. He's subbing in for VQ Untethered today, but this is the first time that Snake has ever played with the VQ team.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting kind of change up here, but still VQ, they don't have Waffles on the team, but they do have two very formidable players in Pluto and Lichinio. So I haven't seen much out of Snake Charmer personally, but this could be that. It could be one of two things. You could get a little bit of that hard to find teamwork element, or just that unexpected element that now Kings of Urban has to deal with.
Yeah, well, in order to find out a little bit more about how Snake Charmer plays, we'll go on board with him in this player cam. We can see that he's using one of the new cars from the latest DLC from Psyonix. This one is called the Scarab. Kind of looks like a jelly bean on wheels.
Yeah, Scarab, a Battle Cars kind of callback vehicle. That and Zippy adding the latest expansion, and I like Scarab. It's a lovely little car. You
like the Scarab? It seems to be a pretty controversial car in terms of taste. So it's kind of like one of those Scion XB box cars. You either love it or you hate it.
It's probably right up there with Gizmo.
Yeah. But a dangerous ball here. Snake coming in trying to finish that off. But Fireburner denying that one and putting it into the net from downtown.
Fireburner with a long distance shot. This was just really good defensive play. We don't need to see a replay.
Yeah, I guess we're skipping that.
Is that, Fireburner comes in. They made a great stop there, picks it up at midfield, and just sends it home because nobody was back to stop it. And, we might be seeing a little bit of, like I mentioned, that kind of finding that teamwork, finding that rhythm with the new player. They're so used to, whoa, very close shot there.
Oh, Jacob scoring it 2-0. Kings of Urban taking the early lead. This is going to be tough for VQ to come back from.
Look at this very tight angle shot. Just puts it in the net. Nobody was able to get to it in time because there was no way. It was impossible to stop. That's just good positioning all around the net, making sure you have someone there to pick up any rebound and really respond to it, so the defense has to commit to one direction or another, and now here they are.
Yep, and we're going to go on board with Gambit. Gambit really a great offensive player. able to put the ball on target pretty much anywhere on the map with a lot of force. Also has great dribbling skills. We'll see if he can help Kings of Urban extend the lead here.
Speaking of which...
Oh, Jacob! It seems like he's taking that task up, scoring yet again for the Kings of Urban.
Yeah, look at this. Couldn't get the clear off the wall. Jacob gets a bit of a touch. Lichinio just can't make any contact with it to get it out of harm's way. And now it's a 3-0 game with just under 3 minutes to play. Yeah, this is definitely looking to be a dominant Kings of Urban performance.
Oh, and another shot on net by Jacob. He's just making it rain right now. 3 goals for Jacob.
And look at the distance on this from behind midfield. Picks up a big long-distance shot, puts it in the upper corner there, floats down a little bit, but nobody can get to it.
I think you can call that a Hail Mary.
You can call it whatever you want right now. Kings of Urban, I mean, they are just on fire in this game right now.
Yep,
and giving us barely any time to actually break anything down because they just keep scoring goals.
Absolutely, but Jacob is a key to the success for Kings of Urban right now. It seems like he is taking up that defensive player position, and it's able to help him get a lot of shots on net from a pretty good distance.
Yeah, you know, a lot of defensive players tend to do those very long distance midfield type shots because they basically want to put the ball either on net or toward the net and then fall back to get ready to, you know, hopefully pick up any rebounds or anything like that. But sometimes when you got the skill and you can make those long distance touches, you're just picking up goal after goal.
Yep, and you can see one of them coming back to mid, but Jacob maybe intending to go up for the double jump there, accidentally flipping, not able to go for the shot. Now VQ on the counterattack here.
Yeah, something you may notice for anybody who might be new to Rocket League. You know, we talk a lot about defensive players. Sorry, we talk a lot about the defensive players here. Come on, and you know, players who typically play certain roles. But the style of the game, the meta, if you will, is something rotational positioning. Okay.
No, it is. It's true. It's you need that. Oh my gosh.
Lichinio, though.
Lichinio not giving us any time to talk.
No, look at this dribble though. This is beautiful here. He plays it off the wall and he just sort of carries it upfield, then redirects it right at this last second to get it by Fireburner.
Such skill.
Just perfect.
Phenomenal.
But yeah, it's the rotational play. You know, we say some players do offense, some players do defense. There's no hard committed roles in Rocket League, not for the top teams. You know, every player has to be able to play any role, so they're going to constantly rotate back and forth, and you'll see that a lot. You know, especially on the side of Kings of Urban. They don't do a super aggressive style, so they'll put 2 cars forward, and you'll see somebody fall back. And then when that player comes up, somebody else falls back to goal. And they get a great rotation going, and that always gives them somebody on defense and 2 cars on offense to set things up. And it's worked out very well for Kings of Urban, and not so well for VQ, who is in a dangerous spot here in the final minute of play.
Yep, so this is looking like it's going to be game 1 for Kings of Urban. Kings looking phenomenal out of the gate so far. And really, you're right, these players on Kings have had a little bit of time to get used to each other. Although Jacob is a newer ad, they have had a few tournaments under their belt now, and their rotations are really on point. Whereas VQ, they have Snake Charmer, and the first time they're ever playing with him is in a Rocket Royale event. So not surprising to see them struggling on the rotations a little bit more than Kings.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you're trying to figure out your team, it's hard to do so when you're already dealing with major opponents. You know, it's completely different from like an ESL where you got a few rounds against teams that probably aren't up to your caliber in the first few rounds anyway. So you get a little bit of time to figure yourself out without putting your tournament run at risk. But not here. These are best teams in the world.
Yep.
Kings of Urban just came out fire burning. I don't even know.
Fire burning everything, like Trogdor, the Burninator.
I mean, look at Jacob. Hat-trick, assist, 6 shots on goal. More shots than his other two teammates combined, and almost as many shots as the entire VQ team.
Yep, and Gambit coming up huge with 4 saves as well. So, and just to let the viewers know, this is a best-of-3 elimination series. Kings of Urban takes game 1, putting